First thing we do need to do though is take care of those weeds. There are many products out there, but the product I used was Tenacity, and that's because it's going to treat as many weeds as possible that I did have in my lawn. You see me here just spraying it. I actually went around and spot sprayed my lawn in another video. If you want to see that, I'll leave it linked in the description below so you can check that out after this video. But Tenacity worked really well for the weed type that I had. Make sure to check out your own weeds and get a product that will be effective against them. The good thing about Tenacity is it works well and you can seed really soon after applying it. Here are the results. The lawn does look a lot worse with the weeds sprayed because all the weeds turn white, but don't worry, it will get better. The next thing you're going to want to do is mow your lawn a couple of notches lower than you typically would, depending on the type of mower you have. Now, this is going to allow the seed to germinate and not get crowded out by the existing lawn growing too fast. Now, be aware that you are going to pull up a lot more grass doing the whole process I'm about to show you, and taking your lawn a little bit lower is going to generate a lot more grass clippings. So get something in place where you can store them or get rid of them quickly. Make sure to bag your clippings and remove them from the lawn, or they will hinder the next steps in the process. The next step in the process is to dethatch your lawn. Now, there are many ways to do this. You can do this by hand, you can rent a machine, you can pay someone to do it, or you can get something like I have here that I tow behind my tractor, and I think this works great for a larger lawn. If you have something smaller, it's probably not going to be ideal. Now, this is going to make your lawn look terrible. It's one of the key steps to allow your seed to get down to the soil. If you don't do this, then the seed will sit on top of the dead matter. If you do pull up a lot of material the first time round, you can go over it multiple times until you get to a satisfactory level of thatch pulled up. Here you can see the results after one pass. Now, it doesn't look like there's too much material there, but you'll be very surprised when I start picking it up. I use my ride-on mower to pick up the thatch, but you could easily rake it up, use a leaf blower, or use a walk-behind mower. They might be more labor intensive than this, so I just like to ride around and pick up as much as I can. It does get clogged every now and again because it was a little bit wet today, so try and do it on as a dry day as possible, or make sure you don't turn your sprinklers on earlier if you have them going. Now the lawn is all cleared of the thatch and it doesn't look too bad. There was a lot of material that came off of that and I need to get rid of that, and this is why you put out a tarpaulin or have a disposal place for all the thatch material that you're going to pull off of the lawn. The next step is to aerate, and what aerating is punching little holes into the ground, and what it's going to do is allow water, air and nutrients to get down into the root system of the grass that's already existing there, and it's going to allow a little area for the new seeds to fall into and germinate without being attacked by birds or washed out by any heavy rainstorms. Don't worry about these soil plugs that are left behind. They're going to break down over time, and as they break down they offer a little bit of covering to the grass seed. Now, you can't aerate your lawn too much, but if you are doing it by hand or using a walk-behind machine, it's going to be very labor-intensive. I was just driving around, so it was really easy to keep on going. And here you can see the results, all the holes in the lawn and all of the plugs on top of it. This is going to be a perfect bed to spread our seed onto. Now it's time to get your seed ready, and my biggest recommendation is to buy the best seed that you can afford. Seed's getting expensive here, so don't go over the top and pay attention to how much you actually need per the seeding rate. There'll be a rating of how many pounds you need per 1,000 square feet. I'm choosing to overseed with Barnbrook RPR, which is the regenerating perennial ryegrass. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a link down in the description below. And as always, when I'm seeding, I always do the perimeter of the lawn first, whether it's a new project or an overseed. Just make sure that I get the edges done first. Now you just need to spread your seed as if you would normally. Make sure you get good even coverage. If you do have any bare spots like I do here, make sure to put a little bit extra seed on as if you were seeding a new lawn. This is why it's so important to aerate before overseeding. All of these holes have allowed some seed to fall in there, which is going to give them a safe place to germinate, and this is going to increase your overseeding results. Now you just need to water your seed in. Watering in the morning and in the early afternoon is all you're going to really need. Just make sure to keep the seed moist. If you did like this video, you should check out this video here, and while you're at it, you should subscribe so you don't miss out on the results of this overseeding project.